Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. We are looking to take your questions for our Ask the Expert segment with Brenda Hollingsworth from Auger Hollingsworth. We're talking personal injury law firm. 789-6559, extension 2803. If you want to give us a call, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca to give us a question via email. You can always send a question as well on our Facebook page. And you know what? A lot of the hot topics that we've been talking about in the last weeks and 2 weeks leading up to back to school are the kids.
Yeah.
You know, we can move past fashion and back to school lunches, but it's the safety of our children heading out on back to school walking, on their bikes, on the school bus, that we start to see incidents come through and the cases that land at your office.
Yeah, no, it's really important. It's a great opportunity. September is a great opportunity to remind your kids about basic safety rules so that they get to and from school safely and that they're safe at school.
The responsibility on the parents, on the school, on property owners. Where are we looking?
Yeah, it's a group effort. They say it takes a village, and it does, really. Everybody has to do their part to keep our kids safe. Getting to school, whether it's walking or biking or taking the school bus, there's all kinds of incidents that we see in our office, kids getting to school. Cycling accidents are a big one. They tend to be on the way home from school when kids are tired, but remind your kids about the safe routes. If your kids are, I would say under grade 6, you might want to consider going over the route with them. Remind them that they have to stop at the traffic lights, even if they don't see any cars, even if their friends don't. It's really, really important because drivers don't see little kids on bikes. That is just a reality.
So is it the bike safety, is understanding the route, is knowing where they're going to have to get off or the lights that they're looking at? Helmet safety, I'm assuming you're not there. You're not always there to supervise when they're heading out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find now, in the last 5 or 6 years, I have not had a lot of child accidents on bikes where the kids weren't wearing helmets. I feel like that message is now out there, but you're right, like you're grade 7, grade 8, grade 9 boy, girl, you don't know what they're doing. Remind them that helmets are required and, maybe set some consequences if you find out they're not used. I mean, my guy going into grade 8, he wears the helmet, but there's, this much space under the neck strap. So you got to remind them, no, that's not how you wear it, and talk to them about the consequences of a head injury.
We're talking still on the transportation, school bus safety. There's a lot of things that we're looking at that could happen to us.
So I mean, we all know as drivers that you stop when the red arm goes out. But kids don't always do what's predicted, and that's where we see accidents. Cars tend to stop when the red arm goes out, but sometimes buses load, for example, at schools, they load without those arms. So cars are going by when kids are loading at the side of the school along the sidewalk. Sometimes kids cross the street between two buses. We've had a very serious accident that happened when a child stepped out off the sidewalk, walked between two buses, stepped out into the street, and a car that was going too fast for the school zone smacked him. So you have to really, really watch when kids are loading. Don't assume that every child is under control. Schools are pretty good about having supervision, but if there's 100 kids getting on 5 buses, it's very easy for one kid to kind of scoot off and cross, not at the crosswalk, but between the buses.
Is this also the reminders? Because, well, as parents, we're very aware that our kids are heading back to school, but for people who don't have kids, whose lives don't revolve around the week or the week after Labor Day, that it's a reminder to the general public that there's going to be a lot more traffic, a lot more students even walking along the sidewalks.
Yeah, that's right. And, especially first week of school, they're excited, seeing their friends, they're talking about their summers, they aren't in the habit of doing the route, so they are not necessarily going to be the best behaved pedestrians or cyclists. And really the onus is on drivers. The onus is, you can say, oh, well, the kid darted out in front of me. Doesn't matter. The onus is on drivers. In Ontario, the way the law works, even if a child darts out in front of you, you are responsible. So you have to expect children to do the unexpected.
Interesting information. I want to talk a lot about the schoolyard safety as well when we come back from our commercial break. If you do want to ask us some questions, you've had an incident, or you'd like just some clarification, let us know. 789-6559, extension 2803. You can always send your question in via email and via Facebook. We're back with more after this.